Where'd you come from?
That's not relevant.
It's not relevant?
No, it's not.
So you just...
How do we know you didn't get out of this vehicle? Go behind and you're with them and you walked over.
Did you just really ask me that?
Did I seriously just ask you that?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, it actually is a serious question.
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions?
I don't.
So you just like coming and getting in the middle of crime scenes and filming them? I mean, it probably would have been a good idea to keep walking today.
So when I received this video, one of the viewers sent it to me and said, hey, take a look at this. This is one of the worst cop-splaining jobs I've ever heard. So I'm like, it can't be that bad. Can't be too much worse than what we've already heard. But then I watched the video and he was right. Imagine you film the police, you go out to a scene, you sit down and you begin to film at least, I would say about at least 30 to 40 feet away. And you're filming them and they walk over to you and they deem you to be a witness to a crime and you must identify. Now, before you go all crazy and say, just because I'm a witness, that doesn't mean I must identify. It may, and we're going to touch on that in the video. But we're also going to touch on when the sergeant shows up, the cop-splaining job that he does is even worse than the cops that was trying to explain this whole situation to start with. If you're confused, don't be. We're going to watch this video. You're going to see exactly what we're talking about. Let's check this out.
What's that? Can you go stand back over where you were for me, sir?
There's something wrong with being here?
Yes, sir, there is.
What's
I
that?
don't want you to be in direct line with that vehicle. I'd like for you to go back to where you were standing. You can continue filming all you'd like, but I don't want you right here.
Am I interfering?
Well, technically, now you're starting to pose into somebody else's private property with your videoing. Yes, sir. Hey, did they give you permission to film inside their truck?
I don't need permission out in public.
In public?
I don't need permission.
In somebody's vehicle?
I don't need permission out in public.
No, not to film us, you're correct. But to film inside somebody's vehicle, that's an extension of their house, and that is a private place. So you do need somebody's permission to film inside their vehicle.
But is that a crime?
If they decide it is, yes.
So what's really silly about the statement is, so the quote-unquote so-called criminals that you're arresting are now lawmakers. They can decide if that's a crime or not.
Who's they?
The two we got in the back of our cars. If they don't want you filming or you didn't get permission from them, you can't be filming inside their cars.
Well, you guys got the door open.
Look, all I'm asking you to do is go stand back over where you were.
Even if I was back there, I could still see inside the
Okay,
car.
so go stand back over there. It's simple as that. Because right now that I'm having to come over here and ask you to move again, now you're interfering with our investigation. Because instead of me being able to focus over here, I got to focus on you. So if you could just go stand over there, I can call a supervisor if you'd like to speak to a supervisor.
Yeah, go ahead and call a supervisor.
You can make any complaints you'd like, but all I'm asking you to do is go stand back over there where you were.
Just go ahead and call a supervisor.
Okay, do me a favor and go stand back over there for me, all right, bud?
I don't see what's wrong being here.
I'm asking you to go stand back where you were. There was not an issue where you were standing. Now there's an issue where you're at.
Because I'm filming inside the truck, right?
Yes, sir. You can film us all you want. We don't care. We want you to do it from a safe distance. So if you could go back to where you were, that'd be greatly appreciated.
All right. If the issue is with me filming here inside the truck, I won't film inside the truck.
If you could go stand back where you were, please. Go and contact your sergeant. There's not an issue with you filming us. There's an issue with you getting any closer to the scene.
I'm not getting any closer than here.
Okay. Do not move from here. All right? Any closer from here, we're going to have any more issues, okay?
I already told you I'm not moving from here, and,
okay.
And that's it.
Thank you. I encourage you to film. Thank you. just a little bit, okay?
What's up?
Our sergeant,
Okay.
he's gonna be over here talking to you in just a little bit. He's here. He's actually
All right. You got a business card or anything?
a business card.
Yeah.
Not on me. I can get you one out of my car in a little bit.
All right. Cool.
You need my name, badge number. What do you need?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna need, but I can't hear over the highway noise.
Okay, so you need all of our badge numbers, or
Just yours, and I guess if the supervisor needs to speak with me, I'll talk to him.
Oh, he doesn't need to speak to you. I thought you wanted to speak to him.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
I mean, if you don't need to speak to him, then I'll tell him not to waste his time.
No, he's already here, so I'm not gonna waste time. He already drove over here, so I'll talk to him briefly.
Okay.
Okay.
And like I said, he'll be more than happy to give you anybody's name or badge number that's here.
Okay.
And if you need business cards or anything like that, you give us a little bit. We'll be able to get some business cards too if you'd like.
No, just yours. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
I can get you one.
Okay.
All right. Hang tight for me. Do you have your information? Your driver's license?
What's that?
Do you have your driver's license or name, date of birth?
For what?
Because now you're a witness to this crime that we're doing.
What crime is that?
The crime that we got these people in the back of these cars for.
I don't know what crime they committed.
You don't have to know.
Well, how do I know what they did though? I don't know what they did.
Okay, they broke the law. They're in possession of narcotics. That's why they're in the back of our cars.
Okay, now you're telling me that. Okay.
So how can he actually be a witness if the cop is actually telling him what's happening and telling him his version of the story? No court's going to allow that. But the cop may be onto something when it comes down to the cameraman having to identify if he witnessed a crime. We're going to jump into it. Let's keep watching.
Yeah. So, do you have your name and date of birth?
No.
Or a driver's license?
No.
So you're going to refuse to be listed as a witness since you sat here and videotaped the entire scene?
If you need a copy of the video, I can give you a copy of the video.
Well, yeah, but we're also going to need to identify you in our report that you were here videoing, so when we come to get a copy of that video, we can get that.
All right, let me talk to your supervisor.
He said that he won't want to give us his name and date of birth until he talks to our supervisor. So.
And you're probably going to end up going to jail because right now you're witnessing a crime.
Well, I asked to talk to a supervisor. He's here, so why can't I speak with him?
Because you're refusing to give your information, you'll be going to jail for failure to identify as you're a witness to a crime.
So I need to give you my ID to speak to your supervisor? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Okay, I need to speak to your supervisor.
Why do you need to speak to the supervisor?
Because I requested to speak to
What
him.
warrants that?
Because I requested to speak to him, and he's here.
Okay. So what's your point?
He's here. I need to speak with him.
You've got no part of the scene, right? But you want to speak to our supervisor.
You can speak to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll be in handcuffs and it'll be at the jail. Is that what you want to do?
I need to speak to your supervisor.
Is that what you want
I
to do?
need to speak to your supervisor.
Why aren't you understanding? You put yourself in this situation right here. You see that? You're on private property
Private
right now.
or public?
You're on private property right now.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
Do you have permission to be here?
Did the owner trespass me?
Well, this guy...
He doesn't want you here.
This guy actually did call and tell us he wanted you to leave.
That guy right there?
Yeah.
So...
What's his name?
So what's your point?
What's the guy's name that don't want me here?
So do you want to identify yourself so we can list you as a witness to this crime, or...?
I'm just asking a simple question. The guy that you just talked to, he doesn't want me here.
Yes.
So is he trespassing?
Would you like for me to go ask him to tell you to leave himself?
Do you already have that notice?
Yes, he told us when he came over here and gave me his business
Then why
card.
do you have to go ask him then?
If you would like for him to tell you himself.
He can tell me whatever he needs to do. If he needs to tell me to leave, I'll leave. Simple as that. He needs to give me a warning before he can trespass me.
Well, now until you identify yourself, now you're forced to not leave.
All right, I need to speak to your supervisor.
Okay.
What's your name and badge number?
Don't worry about it. You'll get it in a minute.
You guys got the same nameplates?
Yeah, Deputy Chelly, 315.
You like that? You got
Same
you got the same nameplates?
Yeah.
Same person or?
Yeah, we're the same person.
We're all one.
He's the same person as me. There's obviously two of us standing here, but we're the same people.
All right, must be twins or something.
Yep. That we are.
Could be. So why'd you come over here?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions?
I don't.
So you just like coming and getting in the middle of crime scenes and filming them? I mean, it probably would have been a good idea to keep walking today. Do you have a car here? Or are you just walking down the road? I'm just curious why you're getting that fight or flight reaction to the shaking.
What's that?
Are you here to do business?
I could.
On a property?
I could.
Okay, you want to come in and look at something then?
Yeah, sure. As soon as I'm done here, I can go in and get some information.
Okay. What are you looking for?
What's that?
What are you looking for?
Prices and everything like that.
Okay.
What's going on, man?
How's it going? Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you mind if I go on your property and talk to him, or?
No, he's on his property.
Can hang out here?
He can hang out if
Oh,
he
no,
wants.
no,
Just like you can hang out, he can hang out.
No, I was asking if we can go over there because of the road noise. I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, well, we're leaving here in a minute anyway.
Okay.
So what's up?
All right. So before I leave here, I just need to get his badge number and his or his business card, whatever the case may be.
It's Deputy Camercelli. 315 is my badge number.
Okay. All right. So my only problem is I was just here. Y'all can step over here. I don't want y'all to get hit. So what I do, I film what public officials do on public property. I'm a journalist. I gather content for stories.
That's cool.
But this officer here was telling me that I had to move back over there. I couldn't stand over there. And I was asking him why. He told me that I wasn't allowed to film inside the vehicle here. But
I mean, that's their privacy too. We got to get their consent to go in, so what makes it any different for you?
well, that's to go in.
Yeah.
But I'm not going in. I'm just observing. That's kind of like equivalent to this is his property, but I can't film it because it's on his property.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, and it's not against the law.
Okay.
So he needs to get educated on that because
Okay.
that's clearly not the case. Okay? Now, am I currently being detained here, or am I free to go?
You're free to go, man. I'm here. I came all the way from Canyon Lake to
We
talk
need
to
to
you.
identify him now.
Okay. You need to identify me?
Yes, sir, I do.
For?
Because you're a witness to a crime and you sat here and recorded the whole crime.
I don't know what crime was committed.
I told you.
You told me, but I
told you
didn't
that.
know. I didn't know
Two
beforehand.
individuals are under arrest for possession of narcotics.
I didn't see
And then
pulling
you
narcotics
said
out the car.
that you still wouldn't identify yourself until you spoke to our sergeant. Now you spoke to the sergeant, so I need to get your name and date of birth. So
I can give you a
identify
copy of the vehicle. I can give you a copy of the video.
I don't need a copy of the vehicle.
I can give you a business
I need
card.
your identifying information so I can list
You
you in
just
the
need your
report
ID and
as a
info.
witness.
Yeah. You're a
I-
witness.
I
Because
don't-
right now you're failing to ID as a witness to a crime.
What crime?
Hey,
That's
what's your first name, man? I know what.
Sir?
What's your first name, sir?
I'll give you my first name. It's Philip.
Philip.
Yes, I'll give you that.
Best case scenario, this can entail that female and that male says that we did something against the law. Eight cops against one person, right? So you know who I would want? I would want the guy who's not even involved in this to be my witness. That's how it works.
So I can't agree with the sergeant. If it's 8 cops against me and one of you guys were witnesses, I definitely would want you to be a witness for me because I know the cops are going to lie. That part makes sense. But why he said that makes absolutely no sense, because he's trying to convince the cameraman that you're a witness and this is why we have to identify you, and so this is why we're trying to make you do it. That's the part that's really stupid to me. And then you have his officer who's continuing to say you're a witness to a crime, so I must ID you. Maybe he has a point. If he lived maybe in the state of Ohio, but this is the state of Texas, right? Let's read this. Ohio Revised Code, section 2921.29. No person who is in a public place shall refuse to disclose the person's name, address, or date of birth when requested by a law enforcement officer who reasonably suspects either of the following. The person is committing, has committed, or is about to commit a criminal offense. We know that. Or the person witnessed any of the following: an offense of violence that would constitute a felony under the laws of this state, a felony offense that causes or results in or creates a substantial risk of serious physical harm to another person or to property. So in Ohio, if you're a witness to a crime and it has something to do with violence or serious bodily harm to another person or to maybe serious damage to property, at that point, law enforcement can require you to identify as a witness. The problem here is this is Texas. This is not Ohio. This Texas state law says something completely different. Texas Penal Code 38.02 makes it plain and clear. If you are arrested, you are legally required to provide this basic identifying information upon request. Your name, your date of birth, who you are, basically. You're in Texas. So if you're a police officer and you don't know your own state laws, but you're quoting laws from another state, why or how are you a police officer in the state of Texas? It makes no sense.
Like I said, this is what I do.
No, that's how it works. That's what we're trying to explain to you.
So they need me as a
Because
witness?
you're part of any type of information that anybody that comes in. We're gonna have to ID him because he's in our cameras now.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody. That's how it works nowadays.
See, and I already got his business card. He already identified himself.
So he gave his name and date of birth and all that
Yes,
stuff?
I've got it all right
I said
here.
I can go get a business card too. I just said that.
Well, that's fine, but here's the thing. You can't leave until we identify you. He walked up and had it ready. So you can give us your name and date of birth, and then you can walk off all you want. But the thing is we got to identify everybody now that's a witness to this. He came up. He's in the video of our camera, so now he's identified as a witness.
So is he going to be subpoenaed? He's going to be sent to court?
He can be,
He
yeah.
can be, just like you can be.
Okay.
So it's up to the attorneys if they want to subpoena anybody. But you got to understand that all these cars have cameras on them, and they see you standing here, and they're going to be like, well, who's this guy? Did he have anything to do with the scene? Well, why didn't you identify him? So that's what I'm trying to get at.
Where'd you come from?
That's not relevant.
It's not relevant?
No, it's not.
So you just...
How do we know you didn't get out of this vehicle?
Yeah, they're gonna be there.
Go behind and you're with them and you walked over.
Did you
Where's your
just
vehicle?
really ask me that?
Did I seriously just ask you that?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, it actually is a serious question. Why would you randomly walk up to this and then fail to identify
I
yourself?
already told your supervisor what I do. I'm a
It's all right.
journalist.
I really don't care what you do. It doesn't matter.
You have a question?
No, I'm just waiting on this business card and I'm out of here. That's it.
I gave you my name and badge number.
I asked for a business card. You said you were
I
going to go
told you
get
I don't
one.
have
You
one.
don't
didn't
have
have to
it.
give
We
me
don't. We all
a
don't have
business
any, man.
Okay, what's your name and badge number?
My name is Cameron Shelley. My badge number is 315.
Okay, thank you.
For
All right, now, like I said, I already told you, I'm a journalist. I gather content for stores. That's it.
Yeah, we have no problem with that, man. We just don't like the space. I don't know, everybody, I mean, CNN could come down here plop and we wouldn't tell them to leave. I mean, there's no difference just because you have a smaller camera. I don't care.
Right.
Just be careful where you go, okay? That's
Right.
that's all we're trying to get at.
That's fine.
I have no problem with you videotaping. There's no issue. We don't do anything wrong.
And that's what I told you earlier. I didn't have a
Now,
problem with you videotaping.
now, Sarge, am I free to go or am I being detained?
Are you going to give me your name and date of birth or not?
I'm talking to your sergeant right now.
He's not talking to you. He's on the phone.
I'm not talking to you either. I'm talking to your sergeant.
It doesn't matter. Guess what? We both have the same job.
He's a
We'll
higher
identify
rank than
one
you.
way or another.
He's a higher rank than you. That's why I speak. This is who I asked to speak with. He's here, so that's
great.
who I'm speaking with.
That's great.
Okay.
But I made contact with you before he did.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure you're really versed in the law good enough in the fact that you're failing to ID.
Upon request
You
by
will
any
ID
police
or you
officer.
will not leave here.
I'm talking to you.
unless you're
I'm talking
back
to your
in the car.
supervisor right now.
I don't care.
What'd you
I
say
don't
your
care
first
if
name
you're
was
talking
again?
to a supervisor.
What?
What'd you say your first name was again? You told him, I just forgot it. Because I would like to address you by first name.
You can address me by sir,
Okay.
Mr., whatever the case may
So
be.
earlier when I spoke to you and I asked you to move back and you refused, did I not tell you that it was okay to film us? And I encouraged you to keep filming us.
I didn't say you didn't.
Okay,
Nobody
so
has a problem with you filming.
Obviously, y'all
trying to
guys are
make
like
sure that
right
you
up in my face right now.
because you
I'm
injected
not up in your
yourself into
face.
this
If I
crime
were
scene.
up in your face, then you
All
would
right,
know.
you need anything from them? You good?
I'm good.
Do you want to make the business? Okay. Can you try and identify him for us?
Yeah. All right. Let's go here. No reason to argue, man. You're not doing anything wrong, and but here's the deal. They got a point there. I mean, your worst case scenario is that your camera would be a part of evidence, but we're not going to go there because I have a camera. I have plenty of cameras going, so I don't need your camera. Now, if something were to happen to where, man, we get into a shooting or something or a fight and somebody gets hurt, then you know what? I'm taking your camera because that's so you got to be careful with that in the future. Okay, when you're doing this,
But on that one, I'll tell you,
No.
there was a shooting on 6th Street that happened not too long ago, and I helped aided them catching the shooter.
And I have no problem with that. No. But that's what's called
I
evidence.
understand.
It's not that I want your camera because I want you to stop doing this. It's not that I want your camera because I want you to stop doing this. It's just that, man, you would be surprised how many angles we need nowadays.
I understand that.
You know, so and that's the point that they're trying to get at. Now that you're involved in here and you got to see from the beginning to the end because these guys are up to no good.
Technically, I didn't come up here at the very beginning. I came here when they were sat on the curve right there, and they were being handcuffed. I didn't see anything come out the car. All I know is I saw a drug go around the car. A dog go around the car, and that was it. The next thing I know, I see them put things in brown bags, and that's it. I don't know what happened until that officer came over and told me they're being arrested for narcotics. I was like, oh, okay. But I mean, you can't, as a witness, you can't feed me that type of information. So then I wouldn't be a credible witness.
And then so you didn't see anything.
And it was at this point it dawned on the sergeant, yeah, you're right. If we told you what to say, the court would kick that out immediately. We can't tell you what's happening and then say you are a witness to what happened because you would not have ever known what happened if my officer didn't tell you?
I did.
I'm asking you about if you saw anything.
No, I didn't. All I said was I saw they put stuff in brown bags though, but I didn't see any narcotics. See what I'm saying? He told me there was narcotics in there.
Are you local?
My local? No, I'm from out of town.
From out of town?
I'll give you that much. I'll give you my first name, which is Philip, and I'm from out of town.
If you give me a phone number, your first name and your phone number, and if I ever need it, my supervisor just told me you need to find Philip because we believe that. Now, that's just a wall here, you know. So, but that's something. So if you're telling me you didn't see anything, then I can't grab a statement from you. But that's what the guys are trying to get to.
I understand that.
But that's why you gotta be careful what you get involved in. You know what I mean?
I'm totally fine with that.
There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. Just gotta be careful, of course, the property lines, and then our what we consider a safe zone, because we don't know. We got one guy with two people, and we don't know who we're dealing with. And then there's no reason we should be looking behind us to see who's up to what. We don't know.
Yeah, I totally get that. That's why I sat there and I told him, when he came over, I said, I'm not gonna move from here, and that's it. I mean, you guys got it was like 5 sheriff's officers up here, so I wasn't talking to anybody, I wasn't yelling at anyone, sat there silently filming, did nothing. But I mean, I already got his information. I told you that I would get you a business card. My car's back that way, so I just need to go down there and go back to my car and get your business card, and I'm out of there. And if you need the video,
I might have a business card. I might have to dig one out.
okay.
I don't think I need your video, man. I'll be honest with you. I got plenty of video rolling, but I'm just telling you, worst case scenario, if something were major, yeah, we would need as much as we could.
So obviously he never identified himself. There was no legal reason, as we all know watching this video. There's a part 3. Now this is a 2-video part that I covered. There's also a part 3 to this video where he goes down to the police department or the sheriff's office, and he files a complaint. Okay, I'll pin that part. Well, all 3 parts will be pinned down below. Again, I say this all the time. Rookies who come out of the academy who do not know the law become corporals, and those corporals become sergeants. Those sergeants become lieutenants, so on, possibly to chief, or heck, in the sheriff's office, sheriff, right? With that being said, those same individuals who left the academy not knowing the law, never self-educated, and they still do not know the law, like this sergeant. And when they get on scene and you're calling for a supervisor because you think or you believe, because it makes sense that the supervisor should most likely know the law, they don't. And it just goes up the ladder. And that's why we heard some of the worst cop-splaining that we ever heard. Oh, you're a witness. You must identify. Whoa, wait, this is not Ohio, it's Texas. You don't have to identify unless you're lawfully arrested. But yet I have nothing to arrest you for. I can arrest you for not identifying, but I can't really do that either because you don't even have to identify unless you're arrested. It doesn't make any sense. But again, America, policing, worse by the day. Make sure you record the police. Make sure you know your rights. With that being said, We the People University, signing off. Be sure to visit WeThePeopleUniversity.com, where you can find our latest YouTube videos, more about myself, why I left the police department, merch, and more. If you have a police encounter that you would like highlighted, visit our website and click the Submit Videos tab. Fill out the video form submission so that we can hold these tyrants accountable. And if you guys still haven't purchased my book, Living in the Royal Tyranny, you can do so at WeThePeopleUniversity.com by clicking digital copy to read it right on your phone, or you can buy the hard copy or the paperback directly from Amazon. Also, be sure to pick up your free ebook to give you tips and tricks on how to deal with cops when you encounter them. And for those of you who are still trying to learn your basic rights, register for our course to learn how to deal with police so that your rights are not violated when you encounter cops. All this and more at WeThePeopleUniversity.com.